What's up, YouTube? We're back with another episode of What the Hell Am I Doing? Today, I've got a really cool place for you guys. This place was built in 1970. It's an interesting looking bungalow. The place I'm talking about is this one sitting right here behind me. I think this one's gonna be pretty wild. So why don't we take a look around and then get inside and see if we can figure out what happened to this place. All right, guys, so we're gonna start today's adventure just outside the front of the house here. I think this one's gonna be a pretty interesting place. So why don't we get down to it, see if we can figure out what happened to this one. So like I said, we're just outside front of the house here. We're on the fairly large front lawn. Let me just kind of show you around. We got a major road right there, but this is all the front lawn right here beside me where I'm standing. And it's quite a large property, especially considering where this place is located. But again, it's also a thing of the past. You don't really see that in modern day homes, but older homes, big property, big house, that was all part of the appeal. It's a pretty interesting looking place. Like I said in the introduction, it was built in 1970. Looks like for the most part from out here, it's stuck in the 70s. All that stonework would be original to when this house was built. Have an interesting interlock patio here, walking up to the front steps of the house. Even that tiling on the front steps going up to the front door. All that looks original to when it was built. Nice little veranda out front, good spot to chill. Of course, this is looking along the other side of the house here. So why don't we walk down to the driveway and we'll take a look at the other side and then go into the backyard. Glad you guys are with me for this explore. I think this is gonna be a really cool one. So right here, they got a little interlock walkway going here. Pretty neat. It's a little bit in rough shape. Take it anyways. And this takes us to the other driveway. So they had a little driveway that goes to the front of the house. And they had a side driveway here too, because on this side of the house they had a double car garage. Now it looks like it's been, actually it looks like it might have had a fire from looking at that door there. But yeah, this is pretty interesting. It looks like it's pretty locked up tight here. So we might have to go around back to see what we can see back there. Let's go this way. Okay, so this walkway takes you to the backyard. Looks fairly overgrown. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is pretty crazy back here. It's a nice backyard. It's a decent size. You can see they got the demolition fence up. So this place's days are probably numbered. Nice looking house though, very typical of a very late 60s or early 70s house, especially when you see an awning like that. Very telling of the time period. She's boarded up pretty tight though. That's a cool door going in there. So that must be an entranceway to the back of the house or something. It's pretty cool. And this one here looks like another side entrance going in, just below the awning. All right, guys, well, I don't think we're gonna dilly-dally out here any longer. I think it's time we get inside this place, see if we can figure out what happened to it. Okay, guys, we're just inside the front door and the impressive front foyer of this place. I think this one's gonna absolutely blow your mind, so why don't we get right down to it. Like I mentioned outside the introduction, this place was built around 1970, and right away, as soon as you're inside, you can see this place is absolutely stuck in time. Look at this absolutely insane, incredible brick archway work that's in the front foyer of the house. Like, I've never seen anything like this before in my life. I'm just inside the back room here looking into the foyer, trying to give you guys the whole scope of the thing. This is absolutely crazy masonry work. And when I step forward, I'll show you. This is the original front door to the house still. Very common door from that time. I've seen this door before. We had one in our cottage that was exactly the same as this. Very 70s looking door. Let me pan around the room for you. It's all that cheap 70s wood paneling, which, you know, I love to point out, but I don't really like. But yeah, this place is very much stuck in time. Look at the tiling. Very 70s looking tile work. They have marble on top of the masonry, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I'll walk into the house. This is what it looks like looking into where I started the video from the front door. And when you walk in, you're immediately greeted, well, hey, that's strange painting up there. But you have a choice. You can either go left, which is probably the family room or the dining room, or you can turn right here, which is probably a family room or dining room. It's a little strange, but I actually think this area here is probably the dining room because the light is a little lower, which would mean a table would have been there. So why don't we turn back around this way? We'll go this direction first. I'll show you what I presume to be the family room. It's an interesting room. It has a chandelier in it. It's got a very large window on the front wall here. Beautiful window, letting in lots of light. You can see they have an air conditioner they put in the corner, so there was no natural air. Sorry, there was no air conditioning, central air when they built this place. You got a decoration left up on the wall there from when people used to live here. But yeah, if I turn around, this is what this room looks like, looking towards the front door area. It's a beautiful room. Really like this tile work. It's really unique, very cool. And again, it's stuck in the 70s like everything else in this house, which is, I think, going to be pretty wild to see. But I wouldn't change a thing about the tiling so far. I love the tiling in this part of the house. There has been some decay here. This place looks like it's been abandoned for a few years. We'll try to figure out how long while we're here, but you can see that some water's been getting in. And you've got drywall coming down. You got some moldy drywall down there too. But at some point, somebody did care enough to try to save it because you do have a couple of big containers here filled with water. So they tried to contain it before it became a major problem. I just think they gave up on it. So we'll go this way. Before we continue further, we'll see what's back here. All right, so this is like a side entrance going to the yard, the backyard. And over here is the entryway to the basement. So when you come in here, they had some closet space and storage. Again, the handles look very 70s, supporting the theory this place is a 70s place. Look at that linoleum flooring in there. Very 1970s looking. Very empty up there. And of course, even the railings to the basement look very 1970s. Wrought iron, but not that twisted stuff. And that's, of course, the stairway going down. We'll check that last. And of course, they have a big, beautiful window looking out at the yard and the garage over there. You got more storage here. Again, very 70s looking liners in there. So not to be surprised. Oh, and even look at that old doorbell. That's pretty cool too. All right, let's go back this way here. Like I mentioned, we'll go to the basement last. Over here, we got the kitchen. Look at that switch plate cover. That's pretty cool. Very 1970s. Got a generic photo left behind. Look at this kitchen though, guys. Wow. This is very much stuck in time. The only thing that's really recent in here is the oven and the range hood. Look at that beautiful gas oven they have. That's a KitchenAid. Looks like late 90s, early 2000s KitchenAid. They got a nice Bosch range hood here. But you can see everything else in this kitchen is very much untouched from the 70s. You still have the original cupboards with the original handles. Oh look, we have a calendar right here, 2019. Got some stuff left behind. You can see there's mold starting in the cupboards. Anything up here? Not really, not really. Over in the corner here of the kitchen, they have a combo washer dryer, one you'd see in like an apartment. That's kind of interesting. Very small, blocking a window that would have obviously let some much needed light into this room. Show you the kitchen from this perspective. You can see there's nicotine stains on the ceiling, so that's kind of gross. It's a fairly large kitchen for the time that this house would have been built. Like right here, you could have had a small kitchen table for a family to eat most of their dinners at. Again, everything is very stuck in time. Look at the backsplash. It's crazy. Of course, they have the big sink by the big window. You know I love having the kitchen sink by a huge window. This one here, it's got a great view of the yard. It's letting in a ton of light right now, which is absolutely awesome. But yeah, if you look at the rest of the counter here, there's some stuff left behind. Some rat poo and candles and whatnot. Tea. Surprisingly, there's peanuts here. But yeah, I think you're going to find most of the cupboards and everything are going to be empty except for the mouse poo, which is not to be a big surprise. You know, bleach and basic cleaning stuff, but yeah. Why don't we take a look inside this fridge? Ooh, look at those olives. Those have been there for a while. Doesn't smell bad though. This freezer, that's a little more gross. It's moldy and nasty in there. And we should look in this fridge over here too, right? Why are we looking at one and not the other? This one's empty. And so is this freezer. But there's mouse poo in there, so that's good, I guess. All right, ooh, it stinks a bit. Oh, they got some stuff left up here. Nothing too crazy though. All right, so let's go back out to this dining room area here. Oh wow, look at that. There's a hookah pipe up there. Someone left their hookah here. That's cool. And it is actually a hookah. Yes, it is. It's got the actual hookah pipe fitting. Interesting. Things that people leave behind. So again, this is the area I presume to be a dining room space just because the light hangs a little lower, so it would make more sense if a table was here. Again, it's got another large window. Not quite as large as the window on the other side, but again, it's another way of letting in a lot of natural light, giving this area some natural ambience. And of course, to look towards the front door from here, again, you got that brick archway there. I mean, it's really unusual, but it's one of the neater things I've ever seen in an abandoned house, so that's pretty neat. Oh, I also noticed, looks like they have tile. Yeah, it's not marble, but it's tile baseboards going around the room. So you know when they did this place, whoever did this had a lot of money to spend. Looks like they had an animal do this here. Dog or maybe something after this place was empty. Strange. All right, so this hallway goes down this way in this house. Oh, look at that. Interesting artwork there covering probably a hole in the wall. I guess that's the redneck fix or hackwork, if you want to call it that. It's an interesting wood panel ceiling they've covered up. And I'm noticing right now, looks like they have like textured wallpaper they painted over. That's interesting too. So if we go this way, we got an original looking bathroom. This bathroom, for the most part, looks like it's stuck in the 70s. You got the linoleum flooring. Still have the original tile work. The only thing that might be somewhat new in here is maybe this vanity. This vanity looks a little newer. But even the hardware is still pretty original looking. You have the original toothbrush holder and soap holder. Got a medicine cabinet here. Oh, look at that. One with like a textured background. That's interesting. I like that 4-light vanity. If you turn this way, you still have the original curtain for the bathroom. They have the tile ceiling, which they painted white. Very tight toilet space here. Look at that. Very tight. Small, looks like a little bit more of a modern toilet. And the brown bomber has not been here, but it looks like for the most part, nobody's been here in quite some time. You even have the original toilet paper holder still built into the wall. So they got an interesting tub here. This kind of looks like a mid-century modern style tub, but I think you could buy those well into the 70s or 80s still. And you can see the liner on the wall is a much older liner. Much older than we've seen in some of the houses we've done recently. But interestingly enough, they still had tile up here, so they probably did some my guess is they did some pipe work or repairs here, changed out the faucets, and their solution probably to hide the hole in the brick was to put a liner up. That's probably what happened there. Well, they even have a deodorizer up there, a little battery powered automatic one. All right, so we'll go back out to the hallway here. We'll go left. You got 2 directions to go here, so we've got a very modest sized room here. Looks like a kid's room. I think it's purple in here. Again, you got a very 70s curtain hanging on the window. But yeah, this is a very, very small room. Very tight, definitely for a kid, nothing more. You'd have a tiny bed and a dresser in here, and this would be a filled room. Still got the original parquet floors. And as you go out to the hall, they have a slab of marble going to that tile. So we'll go straight across the hallway now. We got a much bigger room. This was probably the master bedroom. You can see it's got a very large front window letting in a lot of natural light. Still an original window to the house. It's neat how each side has raisable windows for air to come in. Got a very large closet that runs to the ceiling here. I like how they have those vented shutter type doors. Got some interesting little knobs on them, very typical of the 70s. But yeah, you can see this is a very cool setup. You got a shoe rack built in there. Got lots of storage to put your folded clothes and whatnot. Of course, you got your hanging space and you got some more storage up above. And these are somewhat new. This is probably newer in 2019, but I bet you someone was probably crashing here at some point. And that's empty. The Durex container is empty. But yeah, it's a fairly decent sized room. I would probably say this is gonna end up being the master bedroom just from the way things look. See if I'm right, we'll go back out to the hallway here. Again, there's that artwork. I don't think it's a painting. It looks like almost like a pillow cover. And if we go this way, got another room back here. Yeah, this is a much more modest sized room and they still have the bed frame in here. This could have been a kid's room or a guest room. It's like a double bed, so maybe a teenager could have stayed in here, but what kind of makes me think it's a guest room is this photo. I can't imagine this being in a kid's room. I like how they have the TV shelf there. Still have your cabling down there. Again, they have another modest window or modern window in this room. And if you look this way, got a similar closet to the master bedroom with the storage caddies on the side. Of course, they left their shaver and their clippers behind and their 4K TV box. But yeah, nothing too crazy in this room. It also has that parquet flooring, so again, another indication this house is pretty much stuck in the 70s. And as I come out to the main hallway here, this is what it looks like looking down to the foyer where we started. So let's go back that way. We're gonna work our way into the basement now. Again, this is a pretty interesting view. I like that light. The brickwork, I mean, it's not something I would have in my house, but it is something that's been pretty neat to see, so I'm glad that it's here. So let's go this way here, and we're gonna work our way down to the basement. So we were here earlier, but we didn't go down the stairs. Again, they got marble tile on the stairs here, so you know they had some money when they were doing this place. That's an original door going out to the backyard. Of course, you saw all that when we were out there earlier. Like the window and the door there. Of course, that's another original switch plate cover too. And this is the view looking down. So why don't we work our way down? Got some interesting wainscoting going down the stairs. Very original 70s tile down here. Oh wow, look at that. So the basement has wainscoting going around this room. Oh, that's another kitchen. Interesting. So this is like an in-law type setup, or maybe they rented the basement out, or maybe they just had a lot of parties and this is where they entertain their guests. But we got another full kitchen down here. This one's also stuck in time. So this was probably original when they built the house as well. I mean, if you look around, the cabinets are very much stuck in time. Very old, like the ones upstairs. They have the same kind of handles. Nothing in them. Got another fridge here. Oh, this one's got some stuff in it, but oh, look at that drawer. Ooh, gross. Freezer. Yeah, that's bad. It stinks. Back there, you have the old fuse box. Another thing that shows how stuck in time this house is. But you can see some of the cabinets have been ripped out. But I'll show you the countertop here. You can see all the tile and the backsplash are very much stuck in time. I like that. I like how the tile's got a lantern on it. That's pretty cool. You can see a lot of cobwebs in that shot there. But again, you got another kitchen sink by the window. This is a basement, and it's still got a decent sized basement window by the sink, so that's pretty cool. That wins some points with me. Got some cool woodwork there where the curtain is. Of course, as you pan this way, you see more original cabinetry. This is probably an original stove. It's a Magic Chef gas stove. I bet you this was in the kitchen upstairs before they got that nicer KitchenAid one upstairs. But even the range hood down here looks like a newer one. Looks like an 80s or a 90s, maybe early 2000s one. Got a door here. And this door leads, what's back here? Oh, it's like a confinement. Look, there's even a bench. I think this is a cold room. We got some very strange wood or steel storage cabinets. Well, that's very weird. It's kind of moldy and gross in here. Look at all the fuzzy mold on the walls. Look at that old thermometer. That's kind of cool. I guess this is a cold room. I can't imagine someone stayed in here as a prisoner, but you never know. Maybe it's a confinement room. They even have their $1.50 scented candle from the dollar store. So yeah, maybe they were trying to be comfortable. Weird. But coming back out to this room here. Oh, look. That's an old 70s stove. Yeah, look at that. So this is an original stove too. Let's look from the other side. All the garbage on the floor is pretty bizarre. I'm assuming this was all left behind from when people stayed here. It's a very big room. Look, that's a cool light. It's a very big room. I haven't really showed you guys that yet, but you can see it's getting quite nasty and moldy down here. Look how moldy the ceiling is here. Really gross. But in here you got another fridge. Look at this old stove. Look at this. This is like an original 60s or 70s stove. Wow. Maybe this was the one from the kitchen upstairs, or maybe it was down here before the upstairs one came down. That's like an old microwave or something. Crazy. You got a fridge here. This one's empty. It's kind of gross in the back. And the freezer, very empty. And of course they have interesting linings on the inside of these doors. Looks like weaved wicker. But yeah, very 1970s looking. It's very moldy and gross down here though, I gotta say. Kind of surprising how gross it is. Looks like they had a little table here, a little portable wine rack, serving table. Oh, they even have like a drying chandelier. That's cool. Let's go this way. Oh look, see there's a mail slot on this door. So yeah, this door is lockable from the inside. This could have very well been an apartment at one point in time. Look how spotted the walls are with mold here. It's really gross. You got a closet down here. Very stuck in time. All the doors, all the hardware is all 1970s. Look at this one. It's actually got wood panel shelving. The shoes are getting moldy. Wow. They got their Wilsons up there and their Champions. There's nothing up top. These closets here, look at this. You got some glasses, some stuff left behind, nothing too crazy. That's a cool sconce, I like that. Very old school wall sconce, left behind and forgotten. Again, all the tile down here throughout is very 70s. That theme has not changed. Oh, look at this, you got a bathroom. A bathroom with a bidet. Wow, look at that. Somebody's stolen the hardware from the bidet, which is a little strange. And the brown bomber has not been here again. But you can see the toilet seats getting moldy. But that's really bizarre. I gotta say, I've never seen a basement with a bidet before. So that's kind of wild. Cabinetry down here looks a little newer. This looks like 80s, maybe even newer, 90s or 2000s cabinet with those hinges. That's a fairly new looking sink with probably an 80s faucet on it. It is tile work with graphics. Goes all the way around the bathroom, even into the shower. And they have they have paper towel there to dry themselves with instead of a towel. It's an interesting towel rack. But yeah, you can see that's like a 80s, 70s type of toilet paper porcelain holder. Very wild. In here, this is a filthy tub. I don't think it's ever been washed. Very gross. You can see the walls are even scummy. And the hardware looks to be probably late 70s, early 80s Moen. Look at that. Little storage above the toilet. And of course, you got the medicine cabinet here. This one open. Seems to be broken. But there's nothing to see in there anyways. And of course the vanny's kind of just a standard one. They've painted over it. They left the toothbrushes or toothpaste behind though, so you can still use the toothbrushes if you brought one. So we'll go back out to the hallway here in the basement. Continues down this way. There's another one of those interesting sconces on the wall. Those are pretty neat. And here we have a laundry room. A little bit more modern equipment in here, but not super new. It's a very tight space. And they got a mix of different tile down here. I guess they used whatever was left over to finish it. You can see they have more modern televisions. These would be suitable for the time that it looks like the last time people were here. The water heater was here at one point in time. It has been removed, but the copper thieves have not been here, so that's kind of interesting to see. And even in this space here behind the freezer, or the furnace, which I have to mention looks like a fairly new furnace, they also have a sump. That's a little strange, especially for a city home. You got a chimney clean out there. Even the tile on the wall down here is original to the house, but look at this. You got that lining, that wicker looking lining for the rest of the room over there. Let's go see what we got. So you just have some random supplies under here. You just got some storage, nothing really interesting or cool. It's pretty wild though. Pretty wild. That's a really big double sink though. Big plastic double sink. Well, yeah, you look up there, you can see that's how they did the floors around that time. No plywood. It's pretty cool. All right, let's work our way through the rest of this basement. So we come out, that's where we came from. This is where we're going. Over here, we got another room. Oh, this looks like another basement bedroom. You can see how moldy the walls are getting in here too. Taking on a very gray color. Someone could have been squatting here because they covered that window with a blanket. And the only thing that's really left in here is a Eureka vacuum cleaner. Nothing too fancy. This room has some linoleum flooring and that's about it. Which takes us to this final room here, which is a really cool room. Look at the walls in this room. So this room's got a mix of nice wood paneling and crap wood paneling. We'll start with the nice stuff. As soon as you walk in, look at that beautiful pine wood paneling. Even coming out from like the hallway here. Super nice looking. It's almost the size of barnwood the way it's cut. Absolutely beautiful stuff. That's amazing. I like that a lot. And it goes all the way around this room. You got those big curtains there. But then for some reason they decided to use the generic 70's stuff on this one interior wall, which really mismatches and stands out. And I guess I would call that hackwork. But still, it's an interesting room. 75% of it's really nice. Got an interesting armoire left behind. Is there anything in it? No. And you got a dresser here, an old 70's or 60's type dresser. Still stuff in there. Some broken phones. Interesting. Weird stuff to be left behind, that's for sure. If I go back here, not a whole lot to see, just a heat lamp and whatnot. It was obviously a room that was meant to look nice. I mean, if you look around the ceiling, it's got some nice woodwork. They got some wood trim going along the ceiling. Like, it's supposed to have that tavern type of look. It's a pretty cool finish to the room if you ask me. Let's go over here and see what we got here. Looks like we got another bedroom. Oh, look at this. So this room's got all the wood paneling too, the nice stuff. Again though, the interior wall is that cheesy 70's wood paneling. But as soon as you get to the exterior walls, you get into the real beautiful pine stuff. Absolutely wild. Why would they do that? Strange. Of course, if you look at the ceiling up here, this room's also supposed to look like the tavern. So it's got that ceiling tied up with the wood planks. And this might have been a workout room or something. At one point in time, you had a rug down here. It looks like someone left their dumbbells behind. Got a scale. But nothing too crazy or out of the ordinary for a basement. Pretty interesting. We got their CD magazine left behind here. Oh wow, it's all burned CDs. That's cool. All right, well, why don't we go out here, check out this outside space, since we didn't see it from out there. We'll wrap this video up. So this is the basement entrance from the car portal area here, and this is pretty cool. I think at some point they enclosed this, or maybe this is the way they built the place. But you got a little hallway between the house and the garage. It's like a car portal, but it's totally enclosed. I'll go up and show you guys here. You got the nice door here with the glass. Of course, if I look up, you got a beautiful skylight letting light into this area. Of course, if I turn this way and look, you can see this goes to a door that goes to the front of the property there where we started the video. It's pretty interesting. Of course, they had another nice wrought iron banister on the stairs here going down to the basement. You got some windows there for, I think, which was the kitchen. I can't remember now. But yeah, let's see what's in the garage here. It's a very old school looking garage door. Look at those windows. It's very black. Oh, they had a fire. Oh, wow. This is a bad one, too. Look at the wiring. It's all melted. Trim was burnt. Oh, wow. There's not even much left of the garage door opener. What's crazy, though, is they have an old Audi in here. This probably looks like, I don't know, 98 to 2002 probably Audi. It's pretty cool. It's obviously been forgotten since the fire. You can see the mirror actually is wrinkled and melted from the intense heat. Even this bed spring, this box spring, it's all melted too. But yeah, if you look at the trunk, it's out of shape. It almost looks like it was blown open, so that's pretty wild. But it's very torched in here. Everything in here is very black and charred. Look at the ceiling. A lot of stuff got lost in here, that's for sure. But I'm not going to climb over the car anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's pretty wild. Finding this car here was a pretty interesting surprise to end the video. Wow, if you guys enjoyed this one, please make sure you hit that like button. Leave a comment afterwards. Tell me what you thought of this place and everything that was left behind here. And there's Ethan and Owen. Make sure you check them out. And their links will be in the description. But yeah, this was a pretty cool one, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed coming on this one with me. Make sure you hit that like. Leave a comment afterwards. And of course, share this one out. All right, guys, it's all the time we have for today's Explore. I hope you guys enjoyed coming on this adventure with me. This was an absolutely mind-blowing place, built in 1970, and for the most part, this place is absolutely stuck pretty much in 1970. I enjoyed bringing this one to you guys, and I hope you enjoyed coming on this adventure with me. If you did, please make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment afterwards, and of course, if you can, share the video out and help this thing grow. Before I go, I just want to remind you guys, the next goal for the channel is 25,000 subscribers. I need all your help to get there. If you have not hit that button, please click that button. It doesn't cost a thing. It'll help the channel grow. And the more the channel grows, the cooler the Explorers will be. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button over there. Check out last week's video there. Check out the random video up there. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for tuning in.